Hey guys, it's been a while. I'm still sick, but I thought I would pop on camera. I'm just on my iPhone and share a couple just thoughts with you. Just I don't know. I have no makeup on. That's okay. Humility. It's one of those things where when you get sick like this, you have to ask, what is God trying to show us, right? Like what God is all good. And so anything we experience in life, any kind of suffering, is all from God, and it's all good. And so when he makes you sick, the question should be like, why? Like, what is it that I needed this illness to do for me? Slow me down, help me detach from the world, all sorts of things. So the first, so I'm sitting here, and it's kind of hard because I'm holding my camera like this, but I want to share this little book with you. So it's called Trustful Surrender to Divine Providence. And my mother-in-law got this for me. It says A Secret of Peace and Happiness. And it's just this little book by a couple priests. Well, it says Father Jean Baptiste. Oh, that's Saint, right? Saint Claude de la Colombière. So I haven't gone very far, but it's very good, and it's full of scripture quotes and like St. Augustine quotes and stuff. So what I really like, there's a couple of spots I've highlighted. It says this on page 10. Let us conclude then with St. Augustine. All that happens to us in this world against our will, whether due to men or to other causes, happens to us only by the will of God, by the disposal of providence, by his orders, and under his guidance. And if from the frailty of our understanding we cannot grasp the reason for some event, let us attribute it to divine providence. Show him respect by accepting it from his hand. Believe firmly that he does not send it to us without cause. And then later on, it talks about, let's see. It talks about, when people wrong you and how not to attribute it to that person or to the devil. It's everything. Oh, here we go. It says on page 19, let us never then attribute our losses, our disappointments, our afflictions, our humiliations to the devil or to men, but to God as their real source. To act otherwise, says St. Dorothy, would be to do the same thing as a dog who vents his anger on the stone instead of putting the blame on the hand that threw it at him. So let us be careful not to say, so and so is the cause of my misfortune. Your misfortunes are not the work of this or that person, but of God. And what should give you reassurance is that God, the sovereign good, is guided in all his actions by his most profound wisdom for holy and supernatural purposes. So, taking that, I read that, and then I got sick. And the kids got sick, and we all got sick. And all my plans for YouTube, all my plans for Advent, even like going to Mass, everything, just gets thrown out the window. I was like, I'm going to start going to daily Mass every day. And then it's like, no, you're not. You're going to be sick for a week. And like really sick, not just like, coughing, but like in bed sick, like feverish and stuff. So, so during this time, I have just trying to take account of like what God's been trying to show me through this. Definitely slowing down, definitely spending more time with my kids, kind of realigning priorities in terms of my kids come first, my family comes first, and then anything else that I want to do, including you guys, who I love so much, has to come second. So God rearranges this once in a while for me when I get excited. I've also been chastised a bit about my lack of homeschooling formally, so I'm working on that. But anyway, I just thought it's just like a little bit of a personal reflection video. But if you're in a place where you're feeling like, either someone is like wronged you and you're upset with them, or something's happening in your life that's frustrating, maybe your kids are ill, you're ill, someone has passed away, just, all sorts of things, right? Maybe you want someone to convert and they haven't converted. All things. They all come from God. So he says that the only thing that God doesn't come from God is someone's sin, right? Sin doesn't come from God. So God can will someone's mouth to move, or even their hand to strike you. But the sin associated with those actions are not from him. So if someone has malice towards you, if somebody, that kind of thing, then that's not from him. But he still can will the mouth to move and say things, but it's just, whether they're said out of, like, what purpose. I guess if that makes sense. Anyway, I highly suggest the book. I'll link it down below. It's very tiny. It's very easy to read. You can read it into little pieces. But anyway, I thought I'd pop on here, especially without makeup, because I feel like sometimes I can be a little vain, and so I'm just like, I'm just gonna pop on here without makeup, because you guys don't seem to really care. You just want to hear not what I'm thinking, right? But if I have something helpful to share, like, that seems to be what you guys like. So I thought, instead of like sitting here and waiting until I'm all like dolled up, I would just pop on here and talk to you for a bit. So that's really good. The other thing is I'm on the final week of my Marian consecration using St. Louis de Montfort. It is not for the faint of heart. I'm behind. The prayers themselves, there's a lot of litanies. So the prayers, last week was the rosary. I do the rosary every day, so that didn't faze me. But week 2, you do the rosary every day. Week 3, you got all these litanies, and then you got a lot of reading the Bible and the Imitation of Christ mostly. But there's some really good stuff in here. So that's it. Hopefully, I'm gonna go to the doctor today, so hopefully I'll be back soon with more like polished videos. But I just hope everyone's doing well. Happy New Year, happy Advent. I do want to do an Advent, like how we practice Advent. We're doing some good stuff this year, and we just started yesterday, so but I like it. My kids made me an Advent wreath because I was sick, so they took battery operated candles and they took construction paper and they made me an Advent wreath. It was really sweet. So there's something really interesting about taking a step back from the busyness and the kids kind of seeing me ill and doing what needs to be done, and also just kind of stepping beyond it and showing me love in certain ways. It's very sweet. So alright guys, that's all I have for today. Let me know how your Advent's going down below. Let me know what your plans are, what books you're reading. I'm doing an Advent meditation book. I put it on Instagram, but I can link it down below too. It's really, really good. I really love it. It's by a French priest, and I guess classically Catholics spoke or read French. That was considered like a classical Catholic education, and so you should have been able to read French. So I took 5 years of French. I know some French, but it would be kind of cool to get to a place where I could read French. I'm not sure, that would probably take years, but I mean, God willing, I guess I have years, right? Don't they say it's like 10,000 hours to gain like a really good skill? And so it's just like one of those things where you just have to do it. Chloe wants to play the violin, and this is turning into a chat, but Chloe wants to start playing the violin, and I know how to play the piano, and so I told her that she needs to practice the piano daily for a year and show me like growth and show me discipline with that, and then I will let her take violin lessons. But financially, that's a bit rough. So when I can teach her the piano for free. So I want her to kind of work her way up through the struggles of learning music, the struggles of, learning how to read music and knowing where the fingers go before she tackles the violin. But she's 9, so she'll start when she's 10, which seems like that's a fine age. I started playing the piano in 4th grade, so it's about the same thing. Yeah, so I think that's it. Do not forget that this Friday is the day where we have all been asked by those exorcists to make it a day of reparation, fasting, prayer. It's St. Nicholas's feast day, if you don't know. So let's make sure that we do that. I'm still planning on doing the 3 rosaries. I need to lock in times for you guys so that you can pop in as needed. I'm probably going to do it to where the first rosary, well, let me know. I'm not sure if I want to just do the first rosary, opening it up, you know, and then you do a rosary all day, right? So I shouldn't need to do opening prayers every time. And we don't do closing prayers until you end with the glorious mysteries, right? Because that's how you technically do a rosary all day. You wouldn't just do all the beginning and end prayers. You would just kind of keep going. So let me know if that would work for you guys, or else if I know like that might make it harder for you guys to get your full rosary in, but you can always do your beginning and end prayers on your own. So that's kind of what my plan was. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get this up for you guys, and just yeah, just let me know how you're doing. I miss you. I miss talking with you guys. Yeah, so, and if you were a giveaway winner, I haven't shipped out anything because I've been sick, but I will soon, so hopefully this week. All right, guys, God bless. Remember to know God, love God, and do God's will, and I'll see you soon. Bye.